Hi, my name is Carl DePrado. I own an IT support company called A2Z Business IT, and we serve companies in the metro New York area. And enough about me. Um, what just happened yesterday, as a matter of fact, it's fresh off the press and probably be a news story for quite a while, is the government has basically just allowed ISPs to sell your data without consent. And so my question is, now what? So let's break that down. First of all, what is an ISP? Well, an ISP just stands for Internet Service Provider. So who are they? Well, that's people like small companies like Comcast and Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, Cox Cable, any company that's providing you internet to any of your devices, regardless of what was I going to say? Regardless of what type of device it is. So if it's coming through, if they're providing it for you, they are now allowed to collect your data and sell it to the highest bidder. So why did they want that? Well, there was an argument that was made, and I don't think it's a very good argument, that basically they felt that if Google and Facebook can collect your data and sell that, why shouldn't they be able to do that? And I think it's very poor. First of all, Google and Facebook are free. You have a choice whether you want to use them or not. And there's an understanding of what you can do, and there are some privacy controls in Facebook that you can employ. Now, I'm not going to say that's perfect. As a matter of fact, there's quite a lot of work to make sure that Facebook is private the way you want it to be. But that said, you have a choice of whether you want to use it or not, and so Facebook and Google have to play somewhat fair. ISPs are monopolies for the most part. Most locations you only have a choice of one, and if all of them are doing it and making it an income stream, you really are not going to have a choice. It's not an open market as far as what you're doing. So I think, will this law stay? I don't honestly know. I really think that if enough people understand what this law allows, and we start to get some, I don't even know if it'll get to the incident part where people understand it, but once they understand what this allows, I think that there's going to be a big blowback that'll come in, and hopefully this law will be repealed very, very quickly. But for right now, this is the law of the land. So the question is, what can I do? Well, there really aren't. The classic question I used to get 10 years ago when something happened in computers and networks is like, who needs a computer? We don't need it. We'll go back to pen and paper, maybe 20 years ago. That's not realistic anymore. You basically are functioning now and you absolutely need to have internet. It's becoming something that people feel is like their right, and I can't argue with that. So the next tool that the only tool that really is there is what we call a VPN. And VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. And so how does a VPN work? Well, I'm not going to get into all the technicalities, but think of it this way. Let's use Batman for an example. Now, you and I are not Batman, but basically what VPNs do is they allow you to leave your location anonymously without anybody noticing. And what I mean, like being able to browse a website or something from a different location, that your ISP cannot track or anybody between those 2 points. So what do we mean by that? Well, I'll go back to the Batman thing. So Batman, if he didn't have the Bat Cave and the Bat Exit, and he would just set up shop at Wayne Manor right in the living room, and proceed to dress out walk out the front door. Pretty quickly, people would be like, Bruce Wayne, you're Batman. No surprise there. But he has a Bat Cave, and he basically can come out the Bat Exit, and that's a way for him to have some privacy. Now, regardless of what you think of Batman, and I'm making a little bit of a joke, the one thing I can say that he has in common with everybody who I've ever met, and if you have somebody who doesn't feel that way, I don't know about that, is privacy. We all want some privacy. It's a way we feel secure, and it's basically one of the things that we feel like we should enjoy. So, question, when I throw out the word VPN, VPNs do come up in the news, and sometimes I get questions like, well, only criminals. The only reason I would use a VPN is if I'm a criminal. Well, that's not true. That's like saying the only reason somebody would have a gun is if they're a criminal. There's a lot of people who have guns for very legitimate and good reasons. They're protecting their property. They may be in law enforcement. They may be, they may have, the military. That's clearly, a reason to have, to have a gun. And for whatever, for those reasons, it's just a tool. So it's just like a knife. A knife can be used to kill somebody, or it can be used by a talented surgeon to save their life. So they really aren't, even though criminals are using them to to mask their identity, they're also being used by businesses and governments all over the world to protect their data and their information. And they're available to you as well. Now, it's not a complete solution by itself. There are some solutions, some that we provide, that do offer several layers of security to prevent viruses and other situations from coming up. Um, but they are, regardless of what the solution is, they are a critical part for you to be able to have proper protection, especially when you're outside. I mean, one of the key cases where we would use a VPN before this was if you were in a Starbucks or in a place where they had free Wi-Fi, and somebody was trying to, basically sniff your information off that Wi-Fi. A VPN would protect your phone or tablet from somebody else prying into what you're doing and getting information such as credit card numbers and stuff. Now, I'm not saying that ISPs are going to sell your credit card numbers. I don't believe that's going to happen. But at the same point, I don't think that they should have a right into your personal information. We have a certain level of privacy. Nobody, it's the same as It's the same as when mail is shipped to you. Now, there are many different types of VPNs. There are free, it's just like if you think about email. There are free versions like Google and Google Gmail and Yahoo Mail, and the same thing for VPNs. They have free versions, and then you have paid versions. And even though we provide a few good services, and I'm not saying they're the only ones, but we're very happy with them. We have them tested, and we know how to handle them. Regardless of which way you go, we would strongly suggest the use of a VPN to just make yourself more safe and protected. If you have any questions about this, if you want to look at how to apply this into your business, please don't hesitate to contact me if you're interested. Thank you all. I hope this has been of some value to you. You guys have a great day. Take care.